There are so many different parenting styles out there these days. It feels like every day that you're opening up like some parenting magazine, they're talking about a new sort of parenting style. We do have positive parenting, we have laissez-faire parenting, we have helicopter, we have all of these different things. And you know what? I think that we really can be a mix of different styles. So though we might lean more towards one. Well, today, as I look at parenting today and what is it like today, I want to look at authoritative parenting, what that means, and how we can be an authoritative parent. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. Thank you so much for joining me today as I want to talk about authoritative parenting. As parents, we sort of come from how we were raised and how our parents did it, and new research and new thoughts and new ideas and society, and we've got these different styles, and perhaps we want to be like this, but not like that and not like that. Oh, sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming as into what are these different parenting styles and what am I and what should I be? Oh no. And so, when we look at these parenting styles, it's whoa, what is it that I like and what is it that I relate to? Hey, speaking of liking and relating, if you like these videos, why not subscribe? Give us a thumbs up, tell your friends about it, especially if you're relating to this. Well, yes, there are so many different parenting styles. There really are. And I honestly think that we're not really just one. I think we are a mix of different things. And that comes from our backgrounds, from the way that we were brought up, to our culture, to just what's going on now, and just thinking, I do want to be like this, I don't want to be like that. We really, are just a mix of different things, but we tend to lean more to one way. Now, the authoritative parenting is one that has been around really for a long time in studies and in research and in looking at it. What is it and how are our children raised in it? Well, really what it is, it's having standards and boundaries, and it's being responsive to the needs of our children. Now, in authoritative, we look at that first part, the authority. This is really where you are coming together with your children, giving them the authority to also be them. Yes, of course, it's a give and take thing, but it's not about, hey, you must do it my way or not at all. It is about setting limits and boundaries and giving your children that freedom to really grow and learn and develop within those limits and boundaries, which are there to protect them. We're using positive reinforcement. We're responding to them, helping them reason, less, really, it's not about punishment, and the key thing for me, it's about respect. I believe in mutual respect. I'm going to respect my children for who they are as their own individual beings. And yes, they are our children, but also that the respect that they have for us isn't demanded. It's in fact earned as we learn to really just respect and love each other well. Now, studies have been looking at, children who are raised in the different parenting styles, or not even just the parenting styles, but children who are raised in more poor areas or, rural or this or that or history and so many. I love studies, so I shouldn't really say but I love the way that they can look at it and go, are there defining things here? Well, these studies that looking at children who are in an authoritative parenting sort of style, you really are feeling a lot more happy and confident. Now, I'm not saying that this is always the case, it's never always, but these are what the studies are finding, and generally that there's more happiness, more contentedness. There is an independence there, that they're really learning how to be self-reliant and who they are, understanding their identity and showing that within their social skills. Can do well with their peers, just express themselves well. There's this self-confidence. There is, just these really good things that come out of it, better mental health, better adjustment. And aren't those things that we want for our children? Don't we want to see them, growing to really be strong, powerful adults who can make good choices, who can think for themselves, and who have the confidence to do it? These are all wonderful things. And I love that the studies show this, that when there is that respect and there is authority, like both ways, it creates this good balance. And, I know that that's what I want for my girls. And that's why I said, I think I really do tend to lean like more this way. How can we be like more authoritative? As I said, like, I think we change and we grow and we develop like over time in our parenting. And there are things that, we do and we try and we sort of move on. But there are things that we can do to be more authoritative. First one is listen to your child. I believe that this is important, to listen to our children, and not just the stories that that 5-hour story that they could have told in a minute, but really listening to their heart and to their connections and what it is that they need from us or want or desire. When we really listen to them, we can connect with them. And this is really key. Validate and consider your child's feelings. Feelings, another big thing. We know that feelings can be so explosive, especially when they are little and it's hard to get out. But even as they grow and develop, their feelings are important. Your children aren't you. They are a combination of genetics and all of these different things and a different time period to how we were raised and grew up and all of these different things. So their feelings are going to be different and perhaps expressed in a different way. So we do need to validate those. Establish boundaries and consequences. I love boundaries. I have a vlog on boundaries. And to me, boundaries are important because it gives our children this framework of their freedom. I'm not really big on just be free, be you, be free, because honestly, I don't think that it's great for their development or safety. Like to be able to say, hey, here's this fence and you can play anywhere, like here within it. You have this freedom is great for them. And that is, I know what I want for my girls, but also to understand that there are consequences with this. We do need to have consequences. There are consequences for our good behaviors and there's consequences for our, our behaviors that aren't so great. Offer incentives. I love the way that they put this, like offer incentives for the behaviors. Oh, look, I still call them bribes. Really? That's what it is when it comes down to it. It's a bribe. If you can show me this, you can have that, because there are just days we need a good old-fashioned bribe. I mean incentive. Now, it's funny, my husband and I were laughing. We have twins, very different personalities. And even looking at this, we have the stick girl and the carrot girl. We have the carrot girl that's all about, you give her this as your reward. You do this, you get it. She laps that up. And the other one, not so much about the rewards, but if you might take away something that she really likes, that's like her stick. It's like, ooh, I might lose something. It's funny to see that how incentives are so very vastly different for two children of the same age within the same family. But, we offer those incentives to help them to grow. But if you want to call them bribes like me, let's just call them bribes. Allow choices, responsibility, and freedom to make mistakes. Yes, let's our children make mistakes. Let them fail. It's totally okay to fail. That's how we learn. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we grow. We make a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. Oh, well, you didn't do your homework and you didn't hand in your schoolwork and you didn't study for that test. And oops, they're expecting you to do summer school or you might have to repeat a grade. Bummer for you. How did that work out? We need that, allowing those choices. We still let our girls, give them that opportunity. You can choose now. Do you want to act like this or like that? It's up to you. And they have to deal with the consequences depending on how they act. But it's all part of that learning and growing. And I just think as an authoritative parent, that's what we're doing. It's providing that space to learn and grow. Now, there is the other side to authoritative parenting, and that's why I'm being very clear on saying authoritative, because there's authoritarian parenting. And sometimes I've heard people try to mix those two up. They're not. They're different. They're essentially opposite. Authoritarian is, this is my way. This is how you do it. If you don't do it, well then, tough, you are in trouble. That's how it's going to be. And there's this expectation of blind obedience. There's high standards that can be hard to meet. And this is tough, and I think sometimes we have days. I know I have days where I can slip into that, it's going to be like this. And I don't think that any of us really do set out to be an authoritarian parent. But I just wanted to touch on that to realize, these days happen. Now, as I said, when it comes to parenting, we're all learning, we're growing, we're adjusting. We tried this, it's not working, we have to move on. We have seen that with our girls. We've done different things, it no longer works. We have to find something else. We read something and go, oh, I'd really like to try that. Maybe that is something that works well for our family. This is what we need to do. And of course, for me, and I will just say it straight out, there is no judgment. From me, we have to do what works for us. And that means mixing up 1,000 different sort of things from different parenting styles. And that's what you do. If you feel better about always constantly being near your children and being there, absolutely, there is no judgment because we have to do what's right for us. But I do encourage all of us that we learn and we grow in our parenting. I know I'll probably stick more with the authoritative, but I'll pull in other little things here and there because that's me and this is what's working for us. But I love the research and I love looking at all these different styles and really what can work for us because my heart is to really raise two powerful women who can change the world with great attitudes and kindness and love and joy and peace. There's been so many years of studies of looking at how the children grow well and adjusted. I'm like, that's what I want for my girls. And that's what I want, as being a parent today and each and every other day that I am a parent. So if you find these sort of words encouraging and you would love to see me help bring more of these encouraging words out, a way that you could do is to join us as a champion through Patreon, because that is just one way that we can encourage each other, build each other up as we are learning this life together. Thank you for watching.